Hello, everybody. My name is Hal Otey, financial advisor and certified financial planner, coming back to you to talk about all things retirement. And again, what we mean by that is there are a lot of different components and aspects of various things that go into making up what I like to refer to as a successful or fulfilling retirement. There's a lot of different pieces and things that have to be organized and coordinated together. But what I want to talk to you about today is really more of a concept that money is really just a tool that people use to do what is important to them in life. And let me tell you a story about how I learned that. So my father was born in 1914. He obviously was a child of the Depression, and so went through that era. And then, like most of the men back in that day, he served in World War II. So when my father came back from World War II, he was a doctor, and the hospital system told him that he would have his position back at the hospital when he returned from war. Well, unfortunately, that ended up not being the case. So he came back. He and another doctor that he was friends with ended up coordinating some things together, ran a medical practice. This is in Memphis, Tennessee now. He actually ended up being the head physician out at the Firestone factory. But eventually, he began to realize that this is really not what was fulfilling for him in life. And so he started looking around, and he found a position up in a little town in South Dakota. And he had met my mother. They decided to marry. They moved to South Dakota, and they worked and lived in this small community, 2,300 people, a little town called Flandreau, and they served that community for 30 years. Now, my dad was an older dad, so by the time he had me, he was in his mid 40s at that point. And so let me tell you how I learned this concept about money being really just a tool. So over those 30 years that my dad served that community, he worked hard. He was the kind of doctor that did house calls. He carried around this little black bag, and my favorite part of it was he had these little suckers that, so he would come home and he's like, "Dad, you got any of those little suckers?" And they had the soft little swirl loop handle on them so that if a child fell, that it wasn't a hard stick that would get stuck in their throat. So he just thought about a lot of things. But he delivered babies in snowstorms. Sometimes when he got paid, he didn't get paid in cash. He got paid in chickens or maybe a side of beef. But one of the most important things that I learned from my dad, and I really didn't learn this until after Lori and I got married, but when my dad retired at the age of 70, this little town that he had served in and been part of the community and grown up in and knew everybody, they gave him a retirement party. And Lori and I had been married for a couple of years. And so we were living in Memphis, Tennessee at the time. So we came back to Flandreau, South Dakota, that is, and they had a party out at the park. And so as this party is going on and they're celebrating, they gave him a key to the city. They gave him a handmade wood, solid cherry grandfather clock. But the thing that really stuck out with me is people would come up to me, and I'd heard some of these stories before, but people would come out and say, if it wasn't for your dad, my little girl may not have lived. He came out and delivered her or did an appendectomy or an appendix when she was, age old. And somebody else who was in a motorcycle accident that my dad went out at 2 in the morning and helped, secure them and a head injury and things like that. And, other people came up and said, we really couldn't afford to pay for when our baby was born, but your dad worked a thing out, or we could, provide food and some other things from the farm, and just a lot of things. And so one of the things that came out of that for me, and I think it's really marked my life and my career, is that for my dad, it was not about the money. It was about the service to the community. It was about helping his fellow man. And it's one of the things that has helped me in terms of how we focus on our clientele. We work with a lot of retirees, pre-retirees and retirees, people in their late 50s, early to mid 60s who have put in long careers, and they're looking for somebody to help them, but they're looking for somebody that they feel like they can trust, somebody that they feel like has their best interest at heart. And so looking at it from my dad's point of view and the things that I learned, our focus on our clients is to really help enhance the quality of our clients' lives. And we do that through a number of ways. But, again, it's not just about the money, because money is really simply just a tool that people use to do what is important in life. But it's how you use that tool. It's the coordination of the things that you do for saving for retirement. It's the coordination of things that you do in terms of how you structure your income, or how you take your Social Security benefits, or how you design your income stream later on in retirement, and how you view things from a tax standpoint. Just like a carpenter has a screwdriver and a hammer and a tape measure and pliers and all the different tools that they have in their box to do things, we as a financial advisor, we here at Hal Otey Financial, where we focus on all things retirement, understand and know that it's really not about the money, but it's about your life. It's about what gives your life meaning and purpose. And if we can do things to help you coordinate and organize your financial lives and take all the different components of what makes up retirement and piece those together in such a way that you can see that they're coordinated, see that they're organized, and see a projected plan that helps you know and have some level of confidence of entering retirement that you're going to be okay. That's what's really important in life. So I hope you found this video important. I hope you found it informative. And so I'm signing off, Hal Otey Financial. Be sure to click on the subscribe button below, and also click on the little notification bell so that you'll be warned the next time that we're doing some sort of video. We do these a couple times a week, and we're going to be talking about a lot of different things that go into making up a successful retirement. So understand this again, that money is simply just a tool that you're going to use in your life to do what's important to you. And hopefully you'll be able to have someone organize and help you coordinate those different things so that you can then go focus on those areas that give your life meaning and purpose. Have a great day.